We've gone from my child in the background to one of my dogs. If you hear water in the background, that's my German Shepherd Honey Bear, just going to town on the water here in the room. But that's the joy of working from home. Okay, so next on my list is, and I wanted to turn to it and read you this section. We're going to talk about beginning, middle, and end, how to find it. And I'm getting much better at it. I'm becoming a much better storyteller at finding the beginning, middle, and end. I've done this for 25 years, but sometimes I was wrong, to be honest. Sometimes I was taking the beats in the wrong moments because I was unsure of the exact clues to look for. And I learned it in Stanislavski days. Again, you must break down your scene into the beginning, middle, and end, but it's just now started to sink in how to find those clues. So here we go. I'm going to read you this section. We're going to talk about transitions, okay? Because transitions are going to help you find your beginning, middle, and end. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But a transition can be caused by a change of subject for everyone, not just you, but everyone. You're now talking about something else, both of you or everyone in the room, okay? And think of it like music. The tempo changes, and things that make the tempo change can be somebody enters or exits the room, or an action, a physical action has happened. Maybe you and I are having a conversation about that. I just used the Tempest as an example a minute ago, and this is happening, and then maybe it explodes. That's a huge physical action, right? Or every now and then Ariel enters, then that's a shift, a beginning, middle, and end, or some other transition in it because someone else has entered the room. So look for those clues musically. And what I want you to do is I literally want you to get your piece of paper out and your pencil, good old-fashioned printing if you can. But sometimes what I do, because I'm on Zoom with these classes that I'm taking, and I'm working on it late at night, and I don't have my printer, and I don't want to wake up my kid, you know, all that. So I open it up in a PDF, and I edit it in the PDF. And I just, you know, use the PDF Adobe editing tools, and I just write on it like that. So you could do that too. So I want you to find your beginning and your middle and your end. So what is that section about? And what is the next section about? And what is the next section about? So let's say, I don't know, what else can I use as an example? The story of the three little pigs. That's simple enough, right? So in the beginning of the story, the wolf is going, have they built the house yet? I don't know. I'm going to tell the story wrong. I just said we all knew it, but what do I know? So let's go with, in the beginning, the wolf is attacking the house. In the middle, they're brainstorming ways to protect themselves and keep building different homes. In the end, they triumph. Their story, okay? Very simple. Find your beginning, middle, and end, and mark it out for yourself. So the goal in this is to become a better storyteller, but also auditioning is a much different animal than when you perform it. When I was doing theater, we would have table reads, rehearsals, we'd live it, breathe it for a very long time. And the director would have a say in the musicality of it. And that's highly likely going to happen when you get cast on a TV show or a movie. So, but what do you do before then? When you're auditioning and you're bringing it to life yourself, take the clues directly from the writers, just like Shakespeare. Shakespeare writes it in there, the musicality of how he wants you to say his pieces. If you learn iambic pentameter and the breaths and all of that, I have a Shakespeare class coming for you for anyone who's interested. I did it years ago here in Tehachapi. Anyway, that's not on this particular subject, but it's very similar. Find the timing and use it to your advantage. But in an audition situation particularly, you want to show a different energy of your character in the beginning than you show in the middle, than you show at the end, because that's your 30 seconds. If it's a commercial, that's your 30 seconds. Or if it's a monologue, maybe it's a minute, or a page and a half of a scene. You want to show your, showcase your range as an actor through that character. And that's your chance to do it by finding the shifts within your beginning, middle, and end. So do that for yourself and name them. Literally write BEG, MIDDLE and whatever. Sometimes I just hyphenate it, but hyphenate it, abbreviate it. But put a big line on the page, on the page, and it helps me find it. Helps me memorize it too. If you work on it in sections, don't get all freaked out and, oh my God, this is a huge like page and a half. I have to know it in 2 days. If you keep working the beginning, get that down, then work the middle, get that down, and then add the 2 together, and then work the third, and then add those 3 together, it makes more sense. And you'll find that if you're dropping your line, then you haven't really tied the transition from the last thing you said to the next thing you said. Why does that happen? Without giving the lines away, because it was specific to this class I just did, I was doing that. There was a triplet. It was a joke that we're working on. Was it a triplet? Yeah. It was dun, 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 and then the line at the end. But my point being that I had a hard time getting off book with those the 4 sections of this one sentence. It was just item, comma, item, comma, item, comma. And then I realized, oh, the first item I'm talking about is that I want to relax. And then the next thing had to do with relaxing. And then the next thing had to do with ordering food. And then the next thing I was talking about binging on watching some movies. Do you see how in some convoluted way that tangent in your brain happens? Find your character's tangents and link those transitions together for you. That's a little extra that wasn't in the original content of this topic, but all right, so your homework for this video: find your beginning, middle, and end and mark it out and decide what's happening.